I got you.
Caleb, just where do you feel like you've grown the most from the end of last year till this year? I mean, what's been easier? What's slowed down for you?
I would definitely say the speed of the game has been a transition at first because you're just like your eyes are everywhere, and also like that transition to the linebacker and actually being inside of the core more. So I'd say the speed of the game and also like that transition to the linebacker and being more of like an inside fitter and stuff. I think that's really where I've kind of grown and where I'm continuing to grow and where I'm trying to work the hardest at right now. So.
Played mostly teams last year, special teams. What's the translation of that to defense? Anyway, does that help you, or at least just being in games?
Yes, sir. Because like I said, the speed of the game, the physicality, even on special teams, is such an important part of the game. I think it's looked over, and Coach Eckler does such a great job of really emphasizing and teaching us techniques that can transition over. That's one thing he always talks about in team. Is just like snag drill and other drills that like you can use in a game and game like scenarios, and also just like your field of view and being able to play both like the ball and your man. So.
Keenan was just in here coming over from BYU. Talk about him and what he brings to the table, the intangibles that he brings to Tennessee.
Keenan's a really good dude. I think we always call him like an old school linebacker. He's kind of a big old dude, he's like brawly and stuff like that. But no, Keenan's a really smart linebacker. I think he's a great linebacker. He's so physical. He can play inside, he can play outside. He's fast. And I think he'll allow us more availability and just, what we can do as linebackers. He fits our style, be able to play fast and have our speed and also play inside, be physical.
You guys kid him about being the old man?
No, not really. But it was kind of ironic. I didn't know he was married. And so I was like, what? He's married? But no, he's cool. I don't ever think about it too much. So.
There's some returning guys and there's some new guys in that linebacking room. What excites you being in that room, the linebackers, and what you guys could potentially do this year?
I would say a lot of the new linebackers. Actually, Jeremiah Thielander, he was my host. I was his host when he came on his visit. So I kind of knew him, and I've been to a couple camps with him before I came here. And a lot of the younger guys who came, like Arian Carter, Jalen Smith, Caleb Williams, Jeremiah Thielander, as I was saying, they're really good kids, smart. They work their butts off. They're willing to listen. And, Coach BJ is going to get on to us, but the thing we always do is just listen to his message and not the tone. And they know that, and they've picked up on it early. So they're really hard workers. So I think they are just going to be great linebackers and continue to grow fast, really fast. So.
You had 3 seniors, upperclassmen, leave. Elijah Herring kind of said that he recognized the opportunity. Not that he was working harder, but he just saw there was more opportunity. Did you kind of see that opportunity as well and see that you could maybe have an impact this year on defense?
Yes, sir. Knowing coming in, I know it's kind of hard, but I don't ever overlook the fact that I'm still trying to get the starting role, and try to be on the field more. However, that could be like special teams, for instance, last year. And definitely more opportunity this year. And as Coach BJ says, always try to go for that starting role regardless of who's in here. He doesn't care. Whoever is the hardest worker and knows what they're doing and his assignment sound is going to be one on the field. So I think it's always just, continue to work hard and just keep pushing. And, yeah, there's more opportunity, so you just got to grasp it whenever it's your way.
Did you have a favorite play from being on special teams last season?
It'd probably be the play against Kentucky where I tipped the punt, especially with me being there. I think it was a little bit of bad water, and I had a couple friends come in from town being at that game, so I think it was a little bit of animosity. So me going out and tipping that and then having some good plays on defense, I think, kind of what's up, but it was really fun, and that was I know my mom and they were so happy. So
were you disappointed you didn't get more?
Man, if I would have got my hands on the ball, I don't know what I would have did if I would have scored. I should have just launched out for it, but yeah, I'm disappointed because I should have been there. So,
but when you only get a handful of plays in those roles, whether it's kickoff, punt, whatever it is, what's your kind of mindset as you build and work in those roles during the week, and then you get that chance? It's kind of a one play. You're out on the field for one play, then you're back. How do you kind of go about that mindset and that approach?
So Coach Heupel and Coach Eckler always talk about it's an attitude play. because, like you said, you only have a handful of those plays every game, especially punt return being one of the longest plays of football. You know, you got to go out there and defeat your man and try to open it up for the returner. And we have some of the best returners, you know, in the country. So it's just going out there and knowing that you're giving 110% that play, because your one lackadaisical play could be the difference of a touchdown or a big gain for the offense to gain momentum in the, you know, later on in the game. So I would say it's just an attitude play.
How much did the win over Clemson in the Orange Bowl set up the offseason in terms of your mentality, mindset, motivation, that kind of thing?
I think going into the Orange Bowl, especially with some players declaring for the draft, we know we had some critical players go out, and we knew that we're going to have to come in and come out fast. And Clemson's not any team we got to overlook, because they've had their fair share of moments too. So we knew that we had to come in fast and play hard. And I think the win over them really just kind of set us up and kind of set where we need to be at and where we need to keep working on, and kind of like our weaknesses, because that was, you know, the end of the season right there. So I think it kind of allowed us momentum and just seeing what things we need to work on as a team and what was going to like be our biggest critical like points leading into this spring bowl. Cool. Thank you all.